the stage, Michael Kornblatt. Michael!
Yeah, you're good.
So I'm putting my daughter to bed, and I know she prefers mommy. I prefer mommy too. But I'm really trying to be fun. You know, I'm like, we can put our pajamas on our head. Won't that be silly? I'm like channeling my inner Blue's Clues. And my daughter, she's thinking about it. And then she says, Mommy! No, not Daddy. Daddy, go. Daddy, go. Don't want Daddy, only Mommy. And I can't believe I did this. But I said, Maggie, when you act like that, it makes me feel like you don't love me. Which I know is a crazy thing to put at the feet of a 4-year-old. Don't share your emotions with Dad. He's too emotionally fragile. But to her credit, this is what she does. And all kids are like this. She goes from tantrum, just zips it up, and then just becomes like super adult. I don't know how kids can do this. They're not schizophrenic, they're 4. She says, oh, Daddy, like we're in like a 1950s movie. I don't understand. She's like, oh, Daddy, I do love you. A little. I love Mommy a lot. I love Grandma a lot. I love Grandpa a lot. I love Ira a lot. I'm like, yeah, I got it. So I finish putting her to bed, do stories, and I tell her a story about Princess Elsa and the Demon Hunters and all sorts of stuff, and she's sleeping. And I leave, and I'm awash with emotion, so I do what I do in these situations. I call my dad, because he's my best friend. I call him 3 times a day, big or small. He's always there to listen. And so I call him, and my mom picks up. And she says, hello, sweetheart. Oh, my God, it's so nice to hear from you. We're from Queens. I'm not going to do the accent anymore. It sounds like Jewish Marge Simpson, so I'm not going to do it. But she says, oh, it's so great to hear from you. And I say, yeah. Where's Dad? I want to talk to Dad. And she says, he's out, he left his cell phone here, blah, blah, blah. But we can talk, we can talk. You and me, we can talk. Tell me what's going on, we can talk. And I say, no, just tell Dad I called, and I hang up. And I make that connection, I make that parallel. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going through the same thing, only I caused it. So I call her back, and I'm like, hey, Mom. And she goes, what, did you butt dial me, I said, no. I tell her what happened with Maggie, and I say, here I'm walking on eggshells because I don't want to imply that she's also not the favorite. But I say, this is what I went through. Have you ever experienced anything like this? And there's this long pause. She says, you mean like right now? I'm like, yeah, like right now. She goes, when we were kids, she goes, when you guys were kids, I would take you to doctor's appointments, and I would cook for you guys, and your dad, God bless him, he worked late, but he'd be home like 8:30, and you guys just rolled out the red carpet for this guy. It's like you could hear the trumpets in the background, like Superman was here, and you would run into his arms, and I couldn't help but feel jealous of the enthusiasm that you had for this man, and not for me. And I said, how did you deal with that? And she says, I looked at your faces. I looked at your face and Allison's face, and I saw the love and the joy that was on your face when you were in his arms. And because I loved you both so much, that's how I found my gratitude. That's how I found my gratitude for you guys and for your father. And I opened the door to my daughter's room, and I saw her sleeping there, not with a stuffed animal, but with my wife's filthy gym t-shirt. That's what she snuggles, because it smells like my wife. And I saw her angelic, her peaceful face, and she was so happy, and I found my gratitude. I found my gratitude for my daughter, for my wonderful wife, and for my mom. And I'm just having this moment. My mom just kind of snaps me out of it. She says, "Oh, your dad just walked in. Do you want to talk to him?" And I said, "No, Mom, I'm all set." And I said, "I love you, Mom." And she said, "I love you too." And I said, "Hey, Mom, I'll call you tomorrow." Thanks so much.
Let's hear it from Michael Kornblatt.